All right, here we are at the front of the car. We're going to remove the headlights, headlight assemblies, first the covers, and then the front valence piece here. While Anthony takes out the side marker lights, just like we did in the rear. Nothing really to see there. But I'm going to start by taking these covers off. Just take these two screws off while they're accessible. That was your cue to actually start taking the lights out. Okay, good. Oh, you're working on it. Blind. So we can pull the boot and we can lift the headlights up. Either way, doesn't matter. If the battery was connected, it would matter because the headlights would try to go back down again. So we'll just... Okay. Now we can get the sides. We'll put stainless steel screws back in because these are rusted pretty well. All right. There's one. And two. Now the plastic trim can be removed. We got a screw on the bottom here. Okay. All right, I'm going to take the front valence cover off here. Rubber filler pieces for the headlights come out. There's a left and a right. Easy, pretty obvious how they go. These are... I get it. These are slotted, so they don't have to come all the way out. That one's bent from damage from the front end of this car. A lot of damage on this car. What you see underneath. There's a bolt this direction on each one. 10mm head. The normally aspirated cars, this does not come off. And the S2, it does. 944 S2 uses the same bumper design. That's supposed to be a screw going this way and this way. Apparently those screws were not put back in. For you. Intercooler for the turbo. That's going to come out. And headlight washers will disconnect so we can remove the bumper. And we'll go underneath and take the bolts out for the bumper cover where they bolt to the fender. So, all these bolts are pretty unique to each piece up here, so we can put them all in one box and know where they go. We'll pressure test the intercooler. It looks fine, but we'll pressure test it to make sure it's okay. Give it a nice cleaning. We've got the air duct. If I need to remove a pipe connector like this, I usually remove both clamps so it has more flexibility to remove it. So it'll actually come out. These rubber couplings will be replaced. We're going to take there's 3 bolts on each side of the front, so we should be able to get the bumper cover off and leave the reinforcement behind. Then we can take the panels off and then take the rest of the stuff off that we've been trying to get to. There's just 3 bolts above the light over here. And a plastic metal brace so it doesn't tear through the plastic bumper. For you. And the same on the other side. This one's pretty rusty, so let's see. That's it. We need more power. Some of the other brackets are already broken and mangled. For you. Thank you. We'll get to the connectors for the lights and the windshield washer with this oil cooler duct. All right, you. What's your name again? Bob?
Bob.
These connectors just pull apart pretty easily. Well, for some of us. Can you get it?
Wait, they
No?
can't. You
Can you
keep
get it?
closing it. Stop closing it.
You're the expert. I'm just trying to help. This would be a good time maybe to go get a snack or something while watching. Okay. Now just hold that there so I can take this off. This I actually could have done before I pulled it off. But maybe when you take your 944 turbo apart, you'll do this before you loosen the bumper.
Mm-hmm.
It's not interested in coming off. We're going to break the check valve. Yep. It needed a new one anyways.
Yeah.
See if these will do it. Yes. Okay. We should be free. If I didn't forget anything, I have got the stuff that you saw. Laughing at me? All right. I still. This still doesn't want to come off, so we'll just pop the. We'll take the bumper reinforcement off, and that'll expose everything. These feel like a 6mm. For a 147-year-old car, they're still nice and easy to get off. Pull it out. Don't drop it.
Hey, drop it.
Okay. Well, there's our duct. Simple brackets, they just go in underneath, and they pinch the bumper support there. And this is very light. The intercooler is what I was after. Pretty decent size for a small turbo. Excellent. And it's still in good shape. We can clean that up real nice. This is just clipped in a little air guide and a foam strip, which I think we're going to get a picture of. So we make sure to put that back in there or make a new one. All right, we're going to start taking the headlight assemblies out. So first we're going to take the motor out, get it out of the way, and then the bracket that supports the motor. And then we'll do the same on the other side. Already broke these loose, so they'll come right out. You just got to move this around. I disconnected the linkage from the motor so everything is loose and out of the way. So it can be moved real easy. Okay. What Anthony just removed was the inner mount. It's a triangular shaped pivot point. I'll show you once we get this out. It's mounted on the inside of the fender. And the other side as well. The motor just comes out pretty easy. One connector. Now we can take the motor bracket out of the way. Surprisingly, nothing is rusted in here. Simple motor bracket. Just down in there, and the motor bolts to it. There's another pivot bracket here with 3 bolts. I'll take that out. Little star washers stick. And one more directly under my bracket. This uses a triangular nut plate behind it for support on the sheet metal, so it's nice and strong. And it's shimmed so you can keep them centered if there's any body work or any accident damage, or plenty of room for adjustment. Okay, now, there we go, this piece comes out, little bearing in there. Now, I'm going to remove the snap ring that holds it to the linkage. There's a magnet so I don't lose it. I'll probably lose it anyways. Pop the ball off. Gently. And there we have the right side headlight assembly. And I'm going to take the wire connector apart so we can fix all this. So I'm just going to remove the snap ring from the linkage on this side. This is just a pivot point for the common shaft that moves both. I can get it out without losing it. Snap ring and washer. I'm going to put these right back on when I'm done, so I remember how they go. This is another ball socket that has to be pushed out. And that's the link arm there. Once I get this up and out, I can disconnect it from this unit here. Headlight pod. This one has a dowel clamp sitting on top of it. Alright. Same as a motor bracket, but this one only has the other half of it. And just one more snap ring and washer for this side. And then gently remove the ball from the socket there. Okay. Well, it's been 2 years since the first video that you saw this disaster in the shop. I want to give you an update of what's going on in the shop now. We've got these benches moved from the front of the shop back here, and new benches were made up there. Still kind of a mess, but we're trying to find homes for everything. This corner's still a little bit of a mess, but we're working on that as well. We've got a few engines underneath that we're sorting out. Over here, one of the cars we're working on, 1954 Mercedes-Benz 300B. We're doing some restoration on the door latches, and the door lock mechanisms are worn out. So we can't get them, so we have to repair what we have and restore them. And that's just one of the nice cars we work on here. Over here, a little more organization. We got an upstairs. We have our resident Porsche Citroen mechanic. He's taking a well-deserved break after a week of hard work. Yeah, hard work. Underneath this, you may have seen in the first video as well, 2 Rolls Royces. Those cars are underneath, and that's going to be a future project. So watch out for that one in the future when this car is finished. We have a Porsche replica up here. It's a replica of a 356D Cabriolet. Pretty well done. Pretty well done car. Just doing some work on that. Over here. These benches we just had custom made for us, that the engine stands are integrated into the benches. That one's sitting there, it's not bolted in yet, but we're working on it. A little more organization. Getting there, still a disaster, but it's getting there. A little more organization there. This way, our office setup here is also getting a little bit better. And we actually have a little desk, torn up chair, but it works. Slowly but surely, we'll get it to where we need it, and it'll be functional. And that's it for the